I'm about to give you 4 questions that I want you to ask anytime you're thinking about investing in a company. So make sure you're ready to write these 4 questions down. So when you open up your watch list, you click on the stock, the company, and you're about to do some research and just analysis of this company. The first thing I want you to look at is their stock price and how much they move a day. So this first thing you'll see here is the price of the stock at this time. And then this is how much during the day it moved from the time that it opened to the time that it closed. So that doesn't tell you really the actual stock movement during the day. It just says from the time it opened to the time it closed, it moved about this much. Guys, I want you to look for companies that move about $1 a day. Why do I say that? Here's why. If you have a company that moves $1 a day, then you can invest in, let's say your goal is $100 a day. You can invest in 100 shares and you have a good idea that it will move $1 and give you your $100 a day profit. If it's not moving very much, say it only moves 20 cents, well, now you have to buy a lot more shares in order to reach your goal of $100 a day. So I usually like companies that move $1 so that I can easily make my income goals. But now let me tell you though, if you are somebody who only has $1,000 to trade and you're looking for, $10 a day, you may not need the companies to move $1 a day to get to your goal. You may be okay with it only moving 50 cents or 30 cents. So make sure that this is tailored towards your goal, but I'm going to tell you how I make $1,000 a day, or even if your goal is $100 a day, I'm going to tell you what to do to make $100 a day. So look for companies that move about $1 a day. That will help you to reach your income goals. The next thing you'll see down here is a chart. I want you to find things that over the last 3 months, so you'll need to look at a 3-month time frame, have been going up. Okay? A lot of times I have students, and this is what I was doing when I first started trading too, because I had just heard that, as something's coming down, you need to try to get it when it's low, buy low, sell high. So as stuff was coming down, I'd try to get it, and then it would end up going lower and I would lose all my money. But what I found is what you really want to do is find things that over the last few months have been going up, but you just find a down day. So maybe there's some surprising bad news, or the whole market goes down like the last week, but it has nothing to do with the company. That's when you want to buy that stock. But when you first look at the chart, so when you're in CNBC, what you're going to do is turn the chart to the side, and then you'll be able to change the time frame. So it'll say, do you want to look at this chart on a 1 day, 1 month, 1 week, or 3 months, several months? I want you to pick 3 months, and I want you to see that the chart is going up. You don't even need to know how to read charts, but you can tell when the chart is going up. I want you to find stocks that the chart is going up. If over the last 3 months the chart has been going down, I don't want you to invest in that one, because obviously there's something going wrong with that company or that stock at the time. Okay? We're looking for good companies that have been on an uptrend that just had a bad day or a bad couple days. Okay? So guys, those first 2 questions that I'm going to ask you, the first question is, how much does it move a day? So make sure you write down that question, because those are the ones I'm going to ask you. The second one is, has it been on an uptrend? So when you're looking at your stocks, I want you to look for that. Then the next thing that you will see is a lot of data about the company. You don't need to know as much about this data, but what I would say is make sure you look at the highs of today and the lows of today. That will come in a lot when we talk about risk management. You want to know the highs and lows that stock reaches throughout the day, because sometimes where it opened and closed, it may have only moved like 20 cents. But when you look at where it went throughout the day, it might have moved $10 at some point during the day, but then kind of came back and opened and closed close to each other. If that's the case, then that still might be an okay stock to trade because it had a lot of movement during the day. It just didn't open and close with much movement. Don't worry. Listen to these videos over and over again. You'll get to understand what I'm saying. But this is something that will be important in the future. Also, another thing that will be important in the future for you to know about is this earnings date. So as you're watching your stock list, I actually want you right now, so this is for the students that are taking this class during earnings season. So 4 times a year, the companies talk about how they've been doing, and they call that earnings season. So this is just this is the fourth quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter. At the beginning of the fourth quarter in October, the companies start reporting how they did, and that's earnings season. This date right here is the day that your company will report earnings. There is most likely going to be a significant move up or down in the stock on that day. So you need to just be aware that this day is coming. Most likely we're going to wait until the day after earnings, and then we'll decide whether to get in or out of the stock. So for example, if, what is this company here? This company was Southwest Airlines. So if Southwest Airlines reported earnings on July 26th, then on the 27th, I would decide whether to get in or out of that stock, and there'll probably be some pretty good movement. So for example, if the stock did really well and it went up, then I may ride that up with the stock. Or if earnings was really bad and it went down, then I may decide wait a little bit and get in at a lower price and wait for the stock to come back up. But usually you can do some pretty good, you can have some pretty good money made during earnings season. So you want to look at this earnings date. The next thing in this middle section of the app is you want to look at the news. And so there's kind of 2 questions that I'll ask you in here. I said 4 questions, but this is like a double one. I'm going to ask you, when is the earnings date for your company? And then I'll ask you what news has happened on your company. Because you want to know like a general understanding of the news. We don't make stock decisions based on news because a lot of times news is like temporary, and we want to make sure that we're investing for, not for the long term, but we're investing based on the charts and actually more technical analysis instead of just news. But we want to know what's happening with the company, because if something good is happening, there's usually some movement in the stock on that day. Okay, so I'll ask you those 2 things. You want to know when's the earning day and the next upcoming earnings day, and then what's the news. And then the final thing I'll ask you is, where is the current price in relation to its 52-week range? Okay, let me tell you that question again. Where is the current price in relation to the 52-week range? So you'll find that in the CNBC app, you'll find it at the bottom of the page, and it'll have a range of the 52-week range. And then it'll have where the current price is. Guys, I want you to invest in stocks that have a lot of room between their current price and their all-time highs. Those are ones that have the most potential to make you money. What I find is a lot of my students will come in here and the stock is at all-time highs and they're getting in right here assuming that it'll go up some more. And no, you don't want to do that. You want to be in a stock that's come down a little bit and has some room to run. Okay? Think about it like a track meet. You know, if you get something, someone is running the 400 meters and they're almost to the finish line, then they're almost done with the race. They've run out of steam. But you want to get somebody that's like maybe at the 3rd leg. They're about to run the last piece. They still got some room to run. They still got some momentum. You want to get behind them then, right? So that's what we're doing. You want to get into a stock that's not at its all-time highs. It's come down just a little bit, but it has some room to run. Those are going to be some of your best investments when it has some room.